Hey, Nikki. So I had way better light where I was. Hey, Temu, I always count on you. That's Shara. But I had to come over here because there is better reception. So from the title, you saw that I want to talk about our subconscious mind. Hey, Mystic Woman. And thanking our fat. That's crazy, right? Hey, boo, I'm doing okay, Nikki. Doing okay. So, I've been delving into this, hey, J Divine, delving into this whole subconscious mind thing, and really, I'm not even trying to be fancy. This is just my new necklace and my little sundress. But thank you so much. I received that. So, thanking our fat. I was actually talking to someone today, and oh yeah, I'm fancy. Talking to someone today about our undesirables and how we actually create all these things that we say we do not want, okay? And yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm destroying some stuff. I'm moving some stuff. I'm coming in. So, we always say we don't want things. Give me hearts, y'all. Share with your followers. Share on Facebook. Share on Twitter. So, we're always saying we don't want something, okay? And yet, in reality, the reason why we've created anything is because we do want it. We very underlyingly, deeply, secretly desire it, lust after it, want it very badly, okay? And the example that, you know, I have in my own life and that I was working out in my own mind is that of being overweight, okay? Being fat. And our subconscious mind is synonymous with our lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. And it's synonymous with dark energy, it's synonymous with our inner child, and it's synonymous with the unknown, okay? It's unlimited power, okay? And it's creative power, okay? So many times we create things that we think we don't want, but we really created them as a protective mechanism. Because one of the jobs of the subconscious mind and the divine feminine, and if you do any research on the divine feminine, you'll find out that women are like guardian angels and protectors, okay? And they protect indiscriminately. If it doesn't feel good, they block it. They don't want it. They keep it away from you, okay? So your subconscious mind is doing her job, always. In the background, working, whether you're thinking about it. It's also synonymous to the autonomic nervous system, which are those functions like your heart beating. You don't think about your heart beating, it just beats. Breathing, you just breathe. And sometimes you breathe faster or slower depending on the amount of acidity in your body, okay? So breathing faster would blow it off. Breathing more deeply will retain it, okay? So you have all these processes, you know, your food digest. You don't think about this stuff, it just happens. That's the autonomic. It's automatic. So that's the same thing as our subconscious mind. With fat, a lot of people say, I don't want to be overweight, I don't want to be fat, blah, blah, blah. But really you do. And I'm going to tell you why. Fat, by nature, is a protective tissue. In the medical field, they call it adipose tissue. And its job is to cushion, hi natural, beautiful. Its job is to cushion, share with your followers. And I'm the Illuminati, so, you know, hey. Let's not even get into the Illuminati. So anyway, I'm an illuminated one. So, hey Monique the Doula. So share with your followers, y'all. Share with your social networks. Like swipe left or right and share. So thank you so much, Monique. So we are, oh, adipose tissues by nature, its function is to protect us, cushion our organs, cushion our skin. You know, if you were to sit on a chair and you had no fat in your butt, like none at all, it would hurt because your butt bone would be rubbing right up against the bone, the chair itself, and it would be painful. So fat has a protective mechanism. Thanks, Phoenix J, for inviting followers. And go look it up. So when we look at the very nature of adipose tissue or fat, it's designed to protect us. It also holds toxins, okay? So one of the reasons why me personally, and this is something a lot of people do, a lot of women do, and men too, they purposely keep themselves fat to protect themselves from dealing with people or going out into the world and being seen, because they can hide behind the fat. They can hide behind being overweight, because they can make excuses for themselves. I did this. I said, you know, my clothes don't fit. They're all too small. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to go to this function. I'm not going to go be sociable because, you know, I don't look good. I'm not acceptable. I'm tired because I'm fat. I'm, you know, I'm just not, I'm going to hide. I'm going to stay in my house. And you have to look, in order to release that protective cushion of fat or being overweight, you have to get into the subconscious reason why you are holding on to that weight. And for me, it was because I had been hurt as a child, bullied, horribly bullied, rejected for my ideas, rejected for my questions, rejected for just being me, you know, rejected for whatever. So I just absolutely had to get honest with that part of me and say, hey, this is why I'm hiding, and this is why I continue to eat the foods that aren't going to be conducive with me looking the way I desire to look. Well, that's okay. I like you, and ain't nothing you can do about it, boo. So anyway, Lord, let me block this because it's distracting me. Good Lord. So anyway, absolutely, I had to get very honest with myself about why I was holding on to this weight and what was the purpose of, what function was it serving. And once I was able to say, you know what, this has protected me from pain. It's protected me from dealing with people who I find scary, or found scary at the time, who I found to be people who were going to reject me and make me not feel good, okay? Because rejection does not feel good. So once I got to the point, and you know, if you want to do this work, once you can get to a point where your understanding of the fat's function, which was protection, then you can consciously release it and let it go, because you no longer need it, because you're no longer afraid of dealing with people and getting out there and being seen and being vulnerable and exposing yourself to possibly being hurt. And it's really an attraction. If you have that thought within you that people are dangerous and people are scary and they're going to hurt you and abandon you and reject you, then that's what you're going to attract. So it's like a self-destructive kind of thing. It's like this vicious cycle where, because I believe this is what I'm experiencing. So then it becomes where you get in front of someone like me who's able to tell you that when you're having those issues or that kind of cycle that you want to break, you have to start feeding yourself something different. You have to start getting your subconscious mind on your side and get it to understand that the world is not a scary place and that it's all good out there. So one of the first things you should do is thank your fat for protecting you. I know that sounds crazy and you're like, what? I don't like being fat. I don't like being overweight. I'm not going to thank my fat. But that is what is necessary. Hey, Jimmy. So you have to get comfortable with it, because she created a circumstance where you were protected. She did her job. And because she's this unleashed, chaotic, very potent raw primal energy that's able to create. If you're always shaming her and telling her, well, you know, I don't like the fact that you created this situation for me, she's just going to continue creating more of what you don't want. So you have to get on her side and sympathize with her and understand why she's creating that. She just did her job, your subconscious mind, okay? She just did what she's supposed to do, which is protect you from pain. But it's a skewed and negative program that the world is dangerous, and you also have to understand that you emit signals and you draw to you how you see things inside. So once you can make peace with your creation of your beautiful creation of protection, because it's a beautiful thing to be protected, it's just that we didn't really want to be protected in that way. Okay, so because it's a beautiful thing to be protected, we want to thank your fat, thank your overweightedness for being there for you and protecting you and keeping you safe and keeping you away from all these dangerous people. Okay, then start to fill her up with a different vibration. Let her know, seduce her. Women like to be seduced. The feminine likes to be seduced and drawn in, okay? Likes to feel safe and know what's going on. And she'll just act out of that. If she feels safe and she feels good, she just works out of it. Everything you give her good, she gives you good back. You have to plant into her and sow into her what you want to receive. So if she's been receiving these negative messages since childhood, that people are unsafe and evil, she's going to create some kind of protective barrier to keep you away from all that negativity. And it's different for different people. The fat example is just one. There's all kinds of things that people do. Some people self-sabotage themselves in relationships. Some people, sabotage themselves in career. Some people sabotage themselves by eating too much, whatever it is. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Some people are just clumsy and have a lot of accidents. And the accidents keep them dependent on other people because they're always hurting themselves. There are so many brilliant things that your subconscious mind will do to protect you and create situations that she'll create. Once you can become conscious, make that unconscious behavior and acting out conscious, and you understand and see it for what it is, then you can start shifting the energy and creating what you want. It's really that simple yet that complicated. It's a work. You have to work at it, get into meditation, deep meditation, and connecting to yourself and doing body scans and understanding what all is going on. But once you do, now you have this potent, it's just like a woman's womb. The sperm goes in and fertilizes that egg, and she gestates this child, a whole other human being at the end of it. So if you as a woman and a man also, if you understand that you have that kind of power in your genitals and your root and your sacral chakra and your lower chakras, then you can understand that it applies on all levels. It doesn't just apply to making babies. That's the reason. There's no other use for that energy. We can use it to create the life that we so desire. But just like if a man's penis never makes it into a woman's vagina, or the sperm never makes it into the vaginal canal and gets up in there and fertilizes the egg, you're never going to have a baby. It don't and try to do genetic experiments and all that stuff, but there's always ends up something lacking. There's always issues with it. So you want to start to think about your negative circumstances, your negative creations, things that you're saying you don't like, differently. And say to yourself, you know what? I created this. Thank you. And now that I know that I have that power to create this negative circumstance, I also can flip it. Get on its side, seduce it, make love to it, be close to it, embrace it, and say, you know what? We can also create some feeling against it and say, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. It's never going to go away. It's going to keep following you. And even if you manage to bulldoze it away in one sense, it's going to manifest itself in another, somewhere else, in your body, in your being, in your life. So in peace, harmony, full potent creative power, Get on the side of your subconscious mind. Don't rail against her. Don't tell her she's wrong for wanting this. Like, oh, you shouldn't want to be fat. You shouldn't be eating this. You're being that way.